I had already had a couple songs in Yellowstone. Taylor Sheridan has been really, really good to me, and the music supervisor, Andrea Van Forster. They have really just taken a liking to my music, and got to spend some time with Taylor Sheridan out west at an event that he was throwing, and I got to play there, and that's where we really just kind of bonded over horses, because I grew up on the back of a horse. I was on a horse before I could walk. But I realized very quickly that we have a lot in common, and we had this mutual respect for each other. We're both writers, and he told me that night, he said, I want to help you any way that I possibly can, and he continued to put my music in the show. And it's really crazy to think about the amount of people who would come to my show even last year and be like, I found you through Yellowstone. I found you through Yellowstone. This was before I was even on the show. But Yellowstone has truly created this really cool thing around the Western way of life, which was perfect timing for me, because that's the way that I live. That's the way that I grew up. And I think it's also done something really huge for country music in general. I mean, it's kind of like throwing a little gas on the fire for country music. I mean, everybody all of a sudden is tuning in to country, and they're wanting to wear those cowboy hats. They're wanting to do country stuff. You get on TikTok and you see all the boys acting like they country. I love it. I'm like, where y'all been? But yes, Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan, he called me back in 22, I believe. I don't even know what year it is right now. And he said, I've got this idea, and I want to create a character specifically for you. He said, I want you to wear your bell bottoms. I want you to sing your own songs and pretty much be yourself, but go by a musician named Abby on the show. And I knew it was a really big opportunity for me to share my music with the world. And that's all I've ever wanted to do. I mean, the closest thing I've ever done to acting was impersonating Hannah Montana in middle school and high school. So this was a challenge for me. I mean, I dove in head first. I learned that I really just love being creative. And so I can definitely see myself doing a little more acting, but Yellowstone has connected a lot of dots for me. And with Smell Like Smoke being in the show, it's one of those songs that we wrote specifically for the show. I sat down with this group of writers, and this was before I even knew that I was going to be in the show. We decided we wanted it to be edgy. We wanted to talk about heartbreak and triumph. We wanted to talk about having that kind of like that stand-up good character that I feel like Yellowstone really does represent. I mean, they talk about love. They talk about like fighting for what you want. And when I think about the female characters in the show, you think about Beth. She is a tough cookie. I was truly wanting to channel that attitude, and I think that's what we did. And then once Taylor Sheridan and Andrea heard the song, they knew, I think pretty much immediately, that the song was perfect for the show, because it was written specifically for the show. So now that it's possibly up for an Emmy nomination, blows my mind. So we going for that EGOT. We going for that EGOT. A lot of my songs that have made it into Yellowstone, we weren't writing specifically for Yellowstone. I was just writing music from my heart, writing my story. And some of the songs that I have specifically written for Yellowstone have kind of got just pushed to the side. So I thought it was, we needed to be very careful in the writing room to make sure that we weren't trying to do something that was not me. It was this very thin line of trying to make sure that, okay, does this sonically sound like something that could be on Yellowstone? Is it kind of drawing a picture of something that you might see on Yellowstone? But also, is it something that I could do at my shows and get away with if the song never makes it onto Yellowstone? I've learned that the TV business, the movie business, is even crazier than the music business. And it's all over the place. I'm pretty much at this point just kind of waiting to see what's going on, but when they call me, I'll be there.